Palo Yorev Accorda, O Strasbourg, and Céad Crinú San Avlian, and Happy New Year to you all. The new year started as the old year finished. Brexit, Brexit, Brexit. And many people are concerned, naturally enough, that we're going to have a crash out on March 29th. I was one of 4 speakers from our group in the EPP who spoke on the issue yesterday morning, and I think that we have to ensure that the crash out doesn't occur. And I'm confident to this point that it will not happen. We obviously have to be very careful in what we say, we have to be diplomatic, but at the same time we have to be very firm. I think that's something that's being done here in Brussels and also in the government in Ireland. The backstop, Mr. Barnier, we had a meeting with him early Tuesday morning, told us was not negotiable. The EU 27 are standing with us on this, and I'm quite confident that maybe eventually the United Kingdom and particularly the House of Commons will look at the situation, maybe alter their red lines so that we can get an orderly Brexit if they leave, or maybe if they have a people's vote they might change their minds, but that's up to them. Aside from that, a lot of work goes on here, and one of the things I've been involved in very much over the last number of months as the rapporteur, as I call it, for the Industry Committee is InvestEU. 650 billion project for the next 7-year framework, and that's going to be of vital importance to Irish businesses, SMEs in particular, and I've spoken this in the Parliament, because especially if Brexit happens, this will help them to overcome a lot of the difficulties regarding that. And I'm hosting a public meeting on the event in Talbot's Hotel in Wexford on February the 1st. So if you're free, you'll be welcome to come to find out more about it. Also, I have been involved over the last couple of years actually in negotiating a free trade agreement with Singapore. That is very, very slowly making its way through the process, and we hope to vote on it in February. We just had a meeting this morning on it. I told him everything was clear now, and hopefully we will get number 1 a vote and number 2 a majority for it, because that's going to have huge opportunities for Irish businesses, and will also open up the whole ASEAN area for further negotiations and for further agreements. I always speak on the urgency issues. This week to Sudan and Azerbaijan. We've always to be conscious of the breach of human rights, etc., across the world, and do our best to put pressure on countries that are so doing, so they'll alter their ways. We must also, of course, ensure that we have equality in Parliament. And I spoke on gender mainstreaming, which is basically about equality in Parliament during the week. And particularly also, we have here a programme where MEPs are invited to come, so that there will be no harassment in the workplace. And I did that programme because we want to ensure that everybody is comfortable and happy working for us, male and female, and that's very important. One other final thing I want to say to you is that if you are abroad and you lose your passport, go to a EU place in the country you're in, and they will sort you much quicker than trying to get back to Ireland and get it done from there. So the EU is here to help you, and that's the way they can do it. Finally, I was very pleased to hear Minister Griffin announcing funding for Kerry and other parts of the constituency for very worthwhile sporting events in particular, and I think that's very, very encouraging and something we would like to see more of, and I know that will happen, because investment in sports infrastructure, be it GA clubs, soccer clubs, rugby clubs, or schools, or wherever, is bound to be good for people's health and well-being, and that's really what we want to see. Happy people as much as possible. Good morning, Mahogany Corda.